You start this time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Business Coach Richa Chandra with me, Kriti, in conversation about the 7 laws of branding, which is based on a blog that Richa wrote an article in, and the blog is the Expert Hub. And we have already covered the 5 laws, and all the videos have been super awesome so far. I love that word, awesome. It's my favorite.
It is a good word.
And so are you. You are awesome, Richa.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, so we have covered 5 laws so far, and today is law number 6, which is the law of consistency and singularity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this blows me away because it's such a subtle science of defining things, of what you should and what you should not do in terms of branding and creating your own brand or a business brand. And I think this one really did hit home because consistency, well, and awesomeness needs consistency, and we have been maintaining that so far.
Exactly. That's true. That's true.
But I wanted to ask you, because this sort of became a bit self-explanatory here, that you need to be like consistent or deliver the same kind of experience every single time, and also be a bit more like standing out, not sticking out, but you can be differentiated easily, if I have not perceived it wrong. But one experience and one personal brand that came to my mind when I was reading this was Lady Gaga.
Wow.
So, I mean, I couldn't think of any other person in terms of personal brand or an icon who defines this law, represents this law better.
True.
So, I hope I
Yeah,
got,
it's a really good example.
so I did get it right this time then.
Yes, this time you got it right. Yeah. See, it is important to always when you set out to build a brand, it could be a personal brand or business brand, you have to realize that it will evolve, it will change as you as a person change, and business change, and the market change, and the customer change, products change, services change, everything changes. So it's not that if you start a brand now, you don't know necessarily how it will change in 10 years. You can have a
Mhm.
vision about it, you can have a goal with it, but you have to have room for change,
Mhm.
and growth.
Yeah.
You need that. But if you know the values and you know what the brand is built on, it could be your personal brand and it could be the business brand. If you know the foundation of it, you can be consistent of how you market it, or how you publish it, or how you keep on informing your customers that these are the changes. you
Mhm.
know so the consistency part is not about standing still or holding back on what you thought was the vision of this brand. uh, it's important to remember that it takes time to build a brand. It's not done overnight. And there are 8 billion people in the world. If you want a big brand, you need at least a few million to know the brand, right? You know the name. And it takes time, even with today's social media that reaches people all over the world, it takes time before people can really trust the brand and the people behind the brand. So when people say no overnight success, and people get to know something overnight, it doesn't happen overnight. It has taken a lot of time, a lot of efforts and energy, and team of people to make this happen. So when I say the singularity of the mind, you need to be focused. You need to have one thought in mind, that this brand will be big, but you need also to have room for change. We are in a time now that has um, change every day, every month. We are living by week to week, right? So we don't know what's happened next week, what will happen, or next month, what will happen. So the government is saying, okay, 3 weeks from now, it's lockdown, or 4 weeks now. So these things, we don't vision these things when we build a brand or make a service or a product. So, but if you have a vision that I want my brand to be built on my beliefs and my values, those don't change
Mm-hmm.
overnight. Your values and beliefs don't change overnight. It takes time for them to change. So if you're able to show that in a consistent way, that makes people much more secure, safe,
Mm-hmm.
that this brand is still here and it's growing with the time. It's growing to meet our needs, and it's going to stick around. And that makes people comfortable. It gives them a security that if everything in the world changes, this brand will be there for us.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. But tell me, does this also help you to carve your niche further? Or like you, of course, you end up having a very established customer base once you have delivered the message. But does this also help you in establishing your identity overall, like as a unique enterprise or something which is unique or someone that is very outstanding from others, very differentiated?
Yes. Yes, it does help you form your identity, but again, I'll go back to that identity change,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or as we grow, as a business grow, it has to be room for change in even in our identity.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
you said a Lady Gaga, right?
yeah.
If you look at her in the really beginning of her career,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the woman that she's today, a
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the growth in her, people have been there with her through the growth. She's still standing out. She's still
Mm-hmm.
awesome in the way she, project herself or brand herself, but she's not standing still. She's
No.
she's not where she was like 20 years ago. She's moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And her brand has grown, but it's stable.
Yeah.
You know, Corona is here, but Lady Gaga is still here. It makes us feel comfortable that she's still here. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that that consistency is important, but the consistency comes with that you have to, as you said, give the same type of experience. You can't always give the same experience because we're changing. The world is changing. The customers are changing. But the same kind of experience, the same emotion has to be awakened. And a little bit with Lady Gaga is that she was a little bit provocative. She was totally different. But after a while, that's not fun anymore to
Mm-hmm.
become like break every law, break every rule of this, and. So she didn't want to become only known for that. So she changed a little bit. So that's what I mean. There should be room for a little bit change.
Yeah. There should be room for change, and then your identity goes hand in hand with that.
Yes.
Any must do's or must haves for this law that you will recommend everybody who are trying to brand themselves out?
No.
Any should not do's or must not do or totally no for this particular law?
Um. Yes, I think if you're really clear about who you are, if
Mm-hmm.
it is a personal brand or what your company stand for, you should be able to deliver that message continuously in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
If you suddenly uh, deviate from that before your brand is known,
Mm-hmm.
it creates a little bit of a confusion in people. So don't kind of change the color in the middle of your growth, you know, until if it is a very new brand, then keep growing first in horizontal, is it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep growing horizontal, and then when you have grown horizontally and everybody knows it, then when you want to change, you can grow also vertically. So don't change while you're growing horizontally, because then people will get confused and they'll think, okay, are they two different kind of Brands, if you suddenly change the name or logo or color or the message behind the brand, should not be changed in the early stages. But if you're an established brand, then that is different. But also then you need to be clear about the message. Don't just do it.
Mhm. Wow. So don't just do it, think and do it.
Think and inform and then do it.
I stand corrected. It's think and inform and do it. So this was law number 6, the law of consistency and singularity. Thank you so much for today, Richa. And I hope everybody's enjoyed this. And we will meet again for the last law that is yet to be discussed, and will act as a wrapping up for this whole conversation, which has been so delightful. So, looking forward to that, and see you soon. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, I'll cut